Yo, what is up, my fellow versions of boy? I'm like Stay Sauce Camera, take a motherfucking loss. Today we direct the fight business as always. We're gonna react to UFC 318 Poirier versus Holloway. Deeper dive. Listen, bro. Win, lose, or draw.
You on like Pokemon, I gotta catch them all.
This fight is a legacy fight for both of them, bro. Like, I'm super ready to see this, but I think Max gonna win because, you know, he's that fucking guy. But let's get into this son of a bitch, you know what I mean? Yarame. This fight is going to deliver.
I think you have a massive announcement to make as well with the city of New Orleans and yourself, right?
July 19th is going to be my final fight. Me and Max Holloway are going to fight 5 rounds, main event, pay-per-view for his current BMF title.
Dustin Poirier is one of the greatest lightweights of all time. That undisputed title he never got to hold. That doesn't really matter. Poirier carved out his legacy the hard way, through pain, resilience, and violence.
Facts.
Unforgettable wars, legendary opponents, and the kind of grit that doesn't show up on stat sheet but lives forever in memory.
Bro is a legend, bro. Bro is a legend.
He's defined by the battles he survived and the respect he earned.
Dustin Poirier is a big star for us. You know, he's achieved a lot. He's one of the all-time greats.
He's
literally
in Hall of Fame, and he's a legend. And like person, it's very good man.
I've been a fan of this guy since
bro fought everybody, bro. Like everybody, like literally.
So he's certainly.
And never disappointed.
Max Holloway, on the other hand, is in unfamiliar territory. Not just outside the title picture, but outside of certainty.
You know, the message that I'm trying to send is that I'm still here. You know, I know this is Dustin's.
Max is the baddest
fight,
motherfucker,
his last
bro.
fight was for a title. I stood at.
Literally, bro. This nigga don't get a lot of respect, bro. I don't think niggas understand. Max fought the Korean Zombie. Then he fought Alexander Volkanovski 3 times. This nigga fought Ilya. This nigga fought Justin. Nigga fought like this nigga fought like he never said no to a fight. Like he's a fucking beast, bro. Like Max is G.
Decade. We knew who Max was, the volume king, the blessed one, the unbreakable featherweight, but now, after being flatlined and with both featherweight and lightweight roads seemingly closed, the identity that once felt untouchable now feels uncertain. July 19th, 2025, New Orleans, Louisiana, UFC 319. The main event. The BMF belt is on the line here, but does it actually mean anything? One man steps into the octagon.
Yeah, it means something, nigga.
His name already etched in stone.
If it didn't, you wouldn't be making a video about it.
Teddy Atlas told me, he said it's hard to see the picture when you're standing that close to the frame. From where I came from to where I've made it in fighting and the guys I fought, I think one day when the smoke clears and I'm really done fighting, I can look back and be proud of everything.
The other steps in, wondering if his story is starting to fade. They meet one last time, and let me tell you, it's been a long
shit, bro.
story.
Got intros and shit now. That's lit.
It's Max or Dustin. If you want to rep your fighter, you know where to find it. Link in bio for 5% off. And say thank you.
Thank you to
the fighting business. One of my new favorite channels going right now. I've been reacting to the fight business for a long time now.
In 2012, a 20-year-old Max Holloway made his UFC debut. He stepped
at 20. Nigga, I'm 21.
Ricardo Lamas, and his first ever UFC opponent was Dustin Poirier. Now, Poirier himself was an MMA newbie, but he was still more experienced, more comfortable, and a better fighter than Holloway, and it was pretty apparent. Took him 1 round to submit Holloway, and with relative ease, they shook hands afterwards and went their separate ways, likely for good. Poirier moved up to 155 while Holloway stayed at 145, and we literally saw them grow in real time, not just as fighters, but as individuals. At 145, Poirier was a decent fighter, but with a short fuse. Once he moved to 155, he became a top contender and didn't look like he wanted to punch you in the face for no reason. Weight cutting is scary, people.
Okay, I just woke up. I'm gonna show you why I'm moving to lightweight. I'm in decent shape now, I would say.
Meanwhile, Max Holloway was in a league of his own for a little while. He had a rough start to his UFC career, but something changed after his Conor McGregor loss, and Holloway started whooping everyone.
That's that Conor effect,
he became
man.
more and more certain that this guy was going to be a future champion someday, but
that's that Conor effect. I feel like half of the people Conor beat, they just locked in, you know?
Not once, but twice. The narrative shifted. He was a champion now, and someday, sooner rather than later, Max Holloway was going to end up as the greatest featherweight of all time. Max got so good so quickly that at one point, he was set to face Khabib on short notice.
Damn.
This madman accepted the fight on 6 days' notice.
Different.
Cage close. I'm gonna give him like hard 25 minutes.
Everybody keep talking about 6 days notice. He's taking a short notice fight against me.
And while it eventually scrapped, the fact that Holloway was willing to fight Khabib when half the lightweight roster was scared to showed a lot about him. Despite the fight falling through, Holloway's name kept floating at lightweights. When he beat the hell out of Brian Ortega, the UFC had seen enough, and so had we.
Holloway is like
suspended for over a year.
Holloway, like lightweight is just perfect for Holloway, bro. I feel like he already did featherweight. I feel like his body already deteriorated. I feel like lightweight is just a better class for Max, bro. It's just way better.
There was an urgent need for an interim champion, and Holloway, already a legend at 145, was slotted in to fight for the interim lightweight title at UFC 236. His opponent, lo and behold, was Dustin Poirier. In comparison to Holloway, who had walked through opponents to get to that point, Poirier had bled in wars against the likes of Alvarez and Gaethje. He was a contender at 155, but was he on the same level as Max
Dustin
Holloway?
got this crazy pump. Like, that nigga got big as
He
shit.
was in his prime, the reigning featherweight champion, and he had been untouchable for a long, long time.
And new interim UFC
Damn.
But as much as Holloway had improved, as great as he had become, it still wasn't enough to beat Dustin Poirier. If not for the cage, we would have seen Holloway knocked down right there. There was a clear difference in strength between Poirier and Holloway, and while the featherweight champ came back in the later rounds, Dustin had done enough to win. He was now the interim champion, but just as importantly, he was 2-0 against Max. That's usually the end of the rivalry, but more on that later. Now fast forward half a decade, Dustin Poirier had grown in both status and stardom. He had defeated numerous former UFC champions, but even more impressively, he avenged his loss to Conor McGregor. Not once, but twice. And he became a much bigger superstar on the back of those two
technically
wins.
once. You know, Conor broke his leg.
Holloway,
you know, I'm
who
a
at
big
one
Conor
point
fan.
seemed invincible
You know
at
what I mean?
145.
I'm gonna be honest. He ain't really like beat him, bro. Like he broke his leg. Let's keep it a beam. Let's stop lying.
Was not able to stop
We all seen
Alexander
that shit.
Volkanovski from taking over the division. Lost the first fight and his title. Came close to beating Volk in the rematch and made himself undeniable for the trilogy, which didn't go his way at all.
Nope.
Volkanovski beat him like he was a random featherweight.
Definitely
and
did.
as long as he remained champion,
That was embarrassing,
Holloway
but
didn't have a hope.
it is what it is,
now
though.
we
You
move
know?
into the final years and the final chapter of Dustin Poirier's career. That loss to Gaethje at that point of his career was brutal, and Dustin himself admitted that it messed him up for a while. That dashed his hopes for a title shot and pushed him this close to retirement, but it was UFC in 2024, so no surprise. Dustin Poirier, with one win over Benoit Saint-Denis, got his third shot at the title. As much as Dustin was beloved by fans, this announcement ruffled some feathers, and understandably so. The opportunity was a result of circumstances and timing, not merit, but I'm sure Poirier didn't give a fuck. Somehow, call it a miracle, he was given one last golden opportunity to close out his already Hall of Fame certified career. He was up against Khabib 2.0 as a massive underdog, but Poirier was a different man that night.
Great to be here. Thank you all. Appreciate you. But the talk is done, Joe. It's time to fight.
Most expected him to get choked out in the first, but he fought
Yeah,
his way
bro
up,
was in that
fought
fight,
back,
though.
and
That
gave
shit was
Islam
exciting.
all he could handle. He lost by submission in the 5th round, but after a performance like that, you could tell Poirier himself was at peace. On the flip side,
Max,
parallel to Poirier,
best
was
knockout of
Max
all
Holloway,
time in
who knocked
UFC
out
history.
Gaethje at UFC 300 and took
1
home
second.
$600,000 in
UFC
bonus
300
money.
card. Tell me that's not
Life was
history.
good for Max Holloway. He had just beaten a top contender, made a
Bro
ton
changed.
of
Wait.
money, and the cherry on top,
Wait. Bro just changed his shirt to Max. Bro, bro is such in character.
champion at 145. With Poirier now the champion, Holloway moved back down to 145, looking to reclaim his title. And, well, that didn't work out too well for him either. Ilya Topuria
is different,
knock out
though.
the seemingly
But he is at
indestructible
lightweight right
Max
now.
Holloway.
I want to see him fight
And
at
that is
lightweight.
exactly what he
Like
did.
more
For
people.
the first
Like
time
what he
in
did to
his career,
Charles was just
Holloway
like,
was knocked out. It wasn't
damn. I'm gonna keep it to be. This is fucked up.
TKO. It was a put-out cold knockout, and
He ain't paid him out
still a
cold.
little hard to believe. Both Poirier and
You
Holloway
see?
had their
He got right back up.
chances.
Chill, you mean?
Maybe their last. Poirier had one more fight left in him after the loss to Islam, and the fact that the UFC obliged his wish and arranged for a pay-per-view in his home state of Louisiana is a testament to the reputation Poirier has built, not just with the fans, but with the company. He will be walking out to the octagon for the last time in his career, close to his hometown, and he knows, no matter what matters, win or lose, decision, submission, or knockout, either way, he has made it. Max Holloway, on the other hand, may be standing at the lowest point of his career, relatively speaking, of course. The landscape that once felt open and conquerable now looks hopeless. Volkanovski has reclaimed the featherweight title, and with that, the road back to 145 gold is blocked once again. At lightweight, things aren't any better. Ilia Topuria, the man who flatlined him, is now the king of that mountain. That's 2 divisions, 2 titles, and 2 paths to redemption that are no longer accessible. What's left is the harsh reality. Max Holloway is coming off the first knockout loss of his storied career. Not a TKO, not a doctor's stoppage, a clean, brutal lights-out knockout. For a fighter once grinned his way through 200 significant strikes, getting shut off like that is more than a loss. It's almost an identity crisis.
UFC 318, Holloway Poirier 3 for the BMF belt. Alan, I mean,
I ain't even gonna lie. Stephen Thompson,
it means so much to him, and to have
take that nigga to fucking Dagestan and forget him 2 years, bro. I seen your last fight, gang. You can't wrestle for shit, like, at all. It's just kind of scary.
BMF belt, Alan, I mean, we couldn't ask for more.
I know it means so much to him, and to have this trilogy fight for the BMF title on pay-per-view, baby, be his last one. You can't ask for anything more.
And now, standing across from him is the one man who has already beaten him twice. If Holloway loses here, he'll become the first fighter in UFC history to go 0-3 against 2 different opponents, Volkanovski and Poirier. That's not just a blemish, that's a scar, a permanent mark on a legacy, and Max knows it. For Dustin Poirier, this is the end of the road. He said it. He's at peace with it. This fight isn't about gold, rankings, or contention. It's about closing the book on his terms. For Max Holloway, this is something else entirely. This isn't the end by choice. This is survival. And underneath the story lies a technical battle between 2 masters of their craft, and a fight destined to be a classic. Dustin Poirier is one of the finest boxers in mixed martial arts history. His jab is measured, his counters are accurate, and when he steps into the pocket, he's straight up vicious. He's hurt some of the best to ever do it with sharp, precise violence. Holloway knows this because he has felt it twice. But Max brings his own arsenal.
Yes, Dustin has beaten Max twice before.
Alright, let's keep it a beam. We already watched these niggas fight already, but let's just keep it a whole beam. This is about to be a stand and bang match. This fight is about to be the most high volume pace violence. This shit is about to be fucking crazy, gang. And I'm super, like, lit and I'm ready to see it.
But every single fight is different. Don't come into this one expecting Dustin Poirier to walk away with this one unscathed. If he does get the win, it's going to be tough. Either way, for both men, this is an incredible fight.
Relentless forward pressure, volume that drowns you, the highest strike rate in UFC history, and usually, he never stops. But for the first time, there's a crack in that armor. The question now isn't just about cardio or toughness, it's about durability. Can Holloway still take a shot the way he used to? Can he walk through fire like he always has? Can he push that pace without fear of what's coming back?
And in that second fight, even though Dustin won, through those middle rounds, Dustin felt a new Max Holloway. A Max Holloway that honestly was very close to overtaking that fight. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
That I ever fought the same guy 2 times.
See, DC know what he's talking about.
I don't know that I ever fought the same fighter twice.
Dustin Poirier is going to find out early. He knows Max is coming off a devastating knockout, and he knows that the chin, once granite, might be cracked. Dustin may be at the tail end of his career, but he's never been sharper in reading moments like that, and with nothing left to lose, he'll be hunting for an exclamation point to end his career with. If Dustin Poirier wins, he doesn't just retire with a win, he retires with 3 victories over a generational talent. He doesn't ride off into the sunset, he leaves with a piece of Max Holloway's soul, a piece of his career, a piece of his legacy. But if Max can pull it off, if he still has it, he doesn't just get revenge, he reminds the world who he is. A warrior, a legend, a man who's still here, still elite, and still blessed. No title shot waiting in the wings, no ranking that really matters, a BMF belt that holds little to no value, but don't be fooled. This fight might mean more than any of those things.
I got Max, bro.
Holloway started his UFC career against Dustin Poirier, and now Dustin Poirier will end his career against Max Holloway.
Whoa, that's a crazy statement.
It's perfect. For over a decade, their paths have run parallel, sometimes crossing, sometimes missing each other by a step, a twist, a weight class. Two men in different divisions, living out different stories, yet always circling the same flame. They grew together, they bled, they adapted, they redefined themselves, and somehow, after all the wins, all the losses, the belts, the setbacks, the triumphs, they meet again. For Dustin Poirier, this is the farewell. For Max Holloway, it very well could be, and he knows it. This began with the two of them, and maybe, just maybe, it was always meant to end this way.
Well, who y'all niggas got? Like, keep it a beam. I got Max. I'm gonna be honest, I got Max, bro.